Also, Chinese Premier Li Keqiang stressed that the country and got to mention, basketball does have a huge fan base in China.
Yep.
Sometimes kids living in the urban areas would complain, well, I don't have access to a basketball court close to my community, or sometimes they say, oh, it's so crowded.
Basketball is the second cheapest cost of entry sport. Soccer is the cheapest.
People very steady and continue to see growth and continue to see development in China.
And so I know, so China has set its GDP growth target at over 6%.
Authority. This just shows you how important Pearson is. It's a little city of its own. They underwent major restructuring in 2020, the GTAA, laying off 500 people because of financial losses. Lori McKee, who's Director of Public Affairs at the GTAA, says, we have seen significant impact on our net income. The airport down $266 million in the third quarter. Over the past year, Pearson has seen a loss of $823 million in revenue. They've had a 27% reduction in staff. Air passenger traffic obviously down, but 88%. McKee, in a presentation to Peel Regional Council, said Pearson has been a significant generator of jobs and spending across the region. And Ms. McKee says she and her colleagues gave an update on how the city's economic drivers are doing during the pandemic. In 2019, prior to COVID, Pearson supported 25,000 jobs, not just in Malton, but across the GTA. So far, just about half of the jobs at businesses supporting the airport have been lost. That would be everything from the limo services to catering companies to the Pearson, the in-store boutiques and duty-frees and restaurants. Well, I saw a story in The Sun on the weekend. Apparently, you can dine indoors. There are some restaurants at Pearson that are open because they still have staff.
And they got a lot of room, too.
They got a ton of room.
Yeah.
Ton of room. Absolutely. So, yeah, 2021 doesn't look so far too encouraging for them as well. For the love of God, the Ever Given is stuck again. Where? Well, it's stuck until its owner can compensate for the Suez Canal loss in shipping.
Oh, so it's not going anywhere.
It's stuck because Egypt won't let it.
Yeah.
Egypt says we will release the Ever Given. I call it the Evergreen because that's the big name on the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Egypt will release it once they've reached a deal on compensation. Osama Rabi said in an interview on Egyptian television, the ship is ready. Once we agree on compensation, the ship will leave and the matter will be considered closed. They blocked for 6 days, roiling global markets, costing the Suez Canal Authority $15 million a day in lost revenue. They want compensation for the lost revenue, as well as the cost of freeing the vessel.
Oh my God, that's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money. The ship and its cargo currently in Great Bitter Lake, which is about halfway along the canal. Ships typically have protection and indemnity insurance, which would cover third-party liability claims. I guess it's just dealing with the insurance company now. Wonder what the deductible will be. 200 million reals, or whatever. I don't know who it is. Okay, Joe Murphy's going to join us in just a moment. He is the Chief Operating Officer of the Thornhill Golf and Country Club. The Masters wrapping up down in Augusta was an historic win for Hideki Matsuyama.
This keeps cutting out. We heard that. Jesus, buddy.
All educators and frontline workers, schools won't be safe until transmission is under control. A message from the Elementary Teachers Federation of Ontario.
You want the manual transmission.
You can win $1,000 a day for life.
Wait, every single day?
Yeah. So I'd start liking Mondays.
Probably.
Everybody hates Mondays. So I'd suddenly be an outcast, living on the fringes of society, a bizarre Monday-loving weirdo.
But you'd get $1,000 every day for life.
Then TGIM, baby, and every other day too.
The Daily Grand Lotto draws every Monday and Thursday. Buy tickets in store and online at olg.ca.
680 News Time 721. Traffic and weather together on the ones brought to you by Lexus of Oakville. The 680 traffic cruiser Jordan Kerr.
We have two issues on the 401, one eastbound, one westbound. The big one, westbound 401 at the 427. 3 left lanes blocked off with a crash. Right lane's getting through right now, but it's jammed from approaching Islington in both express and collectors to the 427. Westbound 409 now backing up west of Martin Grove to the 427 as people take that as an alternate. It still looks better though. Eastbound 401 heavy through Mississauga Road and delays from the 427 to the 400 ramps at both express and collectors. And this is where that second issue is. East 401 just before the 400 in the collectors, the ramp lane blocked off with a stalled vehicle, so watch out for that. For the 680 traffic center, here's Kyle Hawking.
We have on the southbound DVP still heavy volume from the 401 to south of Lawrence, but overall the rest of the highway's not doing too badly. Things have eased up on the eastbound Huey Gardner heading for the city, and if you're on the southbound 410, just a minor delay now from Sandalwood down to Beauvais. Otherwise it's improved. This April, Lisa 2021 UX 250H all-wheel drive F-Sport Series 1 at 1.9% with bi-weekly payments from $198 and F-Sport credits of $1,000. See lexusofOakville.ca. Next reported 7:31, and with the extended forecast, here's Jill Taylor.
Well, wet and windy for us today. Some more showers tomorrow, although not as numerous as today. We'll dry out a little bit, and we may actually even get a little bit of sunshine for Wednesday before showers return Wednesday afternoon. Guaranteed high 13 already reached. That was achieved early this morning. For the rest of the day, we'll be close to 10 degrees, 7 for the low, more showers tonight, and about 13 for the high tomorrow, 12 on Wednesday. And again, may get some peaks of sunshine as we work through Wednesday in the latter part of the week. Right now, we've got light drizzle, 8 at Pearson's, light wind too right now out of the east. But downtown, we've got a very strong gusty wind out of the east-northeast, gusts up to 35 kilometers per hour. 7 degrees with some light rain showers at 680 News. Already reached the guaranteed high, 13.
And because we did not miss the weather guarantee over the weekend, the jackpot climbs to $8,100.
Coming up at 7:30, COVID slammed GTA hospitals halt non-emergency surgery starting today and reportedly shut down pediatric units, sending children and teens to sick kids. Plus the latest on the vaccine rollout.
680 News Time, 7:24.
This is Caleb.
Hi.
Caleb loves to speak in the third person.
Caleb sure does.
Caleb also loves his girlfriend, Jenny.
I'm going to make Jenny my life with an L.
So Caleb connected with a diamond specialist from Spence and created a one-of-a-kind engagement ring. And it's backed by the famous Spence Lifetime Guarantee, just in case.
In case of what? Caleb is feeling verklempt.
Breathe, Caleb. Ready to take the big step? Call or visit SpenceDiamonds.com to book your virtual appointment. See you soon on Zoom. Say yes!
This is 680 News. The NHL trade deadline's this afternoon, but Maple Leafs GM Kyle Dubas has already been putting in the work. Our Jeff Verholman offers his take ahead of one of the busiest days on Sportsnet.
This is it. This is what it feels like to be going for it. Kyle Dubas bringing in goalie David Riddick last night, and just hours before that, trading for Nick Foligno, son of former Maple Leaf Mike Foligno, who was part of that 93 team that came so close.
I'll never forget that run. I mean, it's something my dad talks about to this day, and it's kind of ingrained into that city, and people still talk about it to this day. So I'm looking forward to going on another one, and being the next Foligno to do so, and joining a great team that has already, done a lot of work.
Now the Leafs get another goalie. Jack Campbell is awesome. Where does this leave Freddie Anderson? Is he hurt more than we thought? Is he in play today? Will Kyle Dubas make more moves? Sportsnet has us covered starting at noon. I'm Jeff Verholman.
Still ahead, Microsoft eyeing an acquisition, business in 60 seconds.
680 News Time, 7:25. License 10349.
Northwood Mortgage.
People don't usually sing about their mortgage, but at Northwood Mortgage they do. They sing about lower rates. They sing about greater cash flow. They sing because we help them. You could be singing about your mortgage too. Come on, try it with us.
Northwood Mortgage.
Come on, try it.
Northwood Mortgage.
There you go. Call or visit Visit us today at northwoodmortgage.com.
We're working harder for you.
The great thing about MapleAutomall.ca, you can stay at home and still shop for a car. Even better, Maple Auto Mall is open by appointment. You can come in and shop for a car, online or in person. Shop all your favorite brands in one place. Honda, Toyota, Mazda, Hyundai, Nissan, Volkswagen, and Acura. One place, thousands of cars. Easy. Book an appointment to see us. Visit MapleAutomall.ca.
Finest cars for all. Maple Auto Mall.
Part of the Zachin Auto Group. 680 News Time, 7:26.
Now the business report with Mike Apple. I make that Christmas concert. What's going on, Chris?
Old habits die hard, I guess.
I guess he's entitled to a holiday, isn't he?
Every now and then we like to send him away, yes. Microsoft, Paul, is eyeing a healthcare artificial intelligence acquisition. Now, the deal for Nuance could be announced as early as today, and reports have the price set at $56 a share. Now, that would be a 23% premium from Friday's close, works out to about $16 billion for the deal overall. Now, Nuance, which is the company tied to the Siri voice technology, could be used to overhaul solutions that free doctors from taking notes and better predict a patient's needs. It would be Microsoft's largest acquisition since LinkedIn. And Microsoft stock just got an upgrade in the last few minutes. We are not seeing a ton of activity so far in pre-market trade. The stock is up just 6 cents, $255.91. Now, markets on both sides of the border coming off a winning week and record highs for the Dow and S&P. Looks like we're going to see a slight pullback to start the day. Dow futures right now down 42, S&P futures off by 5, NASDAQ futures down 36. I just want to mention, maybe it's a coincidence, maybe not, but Bitcoin has been flirting with another all-time high. The all-time high is 61,742. That was hit about a month ago. Right now it's at 59,890. The TSX coming off a winning week as well. The price for gold right now down $2, $17.42. Oil is higher by 80 cents now, $60.11, a gain of 1.3%. And the Canadian dollar is down by 2/100, 79.79 cents US. I'm Chris McCusker. This is 680 News.
1 in 2 Canadians need you to listen to this. On June 12th and 13th, cyclists from across the country are joining the Enbridge Ride to Conquer Cancer to raise money for the Princess Margaret, Canada's world-leading cancer center. With 1 in 2 Canadians being diagnosed with cancer in their lifetime, the reasons to join the ride have never been closer to home. Register today for the Ride to Conquer Cancer at ridetoconquer.ca. That's ridetoconquer.ca. All Canadians will thank you.
As roads resurface and new possibilities with them, now is a great time to experience the difference of Volvo. Meticulously designed with your journey in mind, every exacting detail comes together to take you on a ride like no other. It's driving season. List finance a Volvo XC40 T5 from 2.9% and save $1,000. Conditions apply. Visit your local GTA Volvo retailer or volvocars.ca.
Our meteorologist Jill Taylor's latest forecast calling for periods of rain today with a gusty wind out of the east-northeast. The 680 News guaranteed high of 13 already reached early this morning. For the rest of the day, we will be near 10. That's exactly where we are right now. 10 degrees with light rain in downtown Toronto. 680 News time, 7:30.
Toronto's #1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News.
It's Monday, April 12th. Good morning. I'm Catherine Jette.
I'm Paul Cook. Here's what's making news right now.
Hospitals are forced to make big changes, making room for more COVID patients as new cases in the province hit record levels and ICU capacity surges.
Toronto expands its mass vaccination clinics to 9 locations, with 3 new centers opening today. Peel starts jabbing people as young as 50, and 700 more Ontario pharmacies begin delivering doses this week.
It is spring break for students across the province, and the Education Minister is standing firm in his plan to have in-person learning resume next week.
Plans for the new Ontario subway line reportedly include a Union Station to the east to be built on the old Unilever lands near the bottom of the DVP.
The Leafs had Nick Foligno on top of a goalie while the Blue Jays are rained out at home. Sports at 45.
U.S. markets very likely to pull back from records to start the week, while shares in one Canadian cannabis company are under pressure after earnings. Business at 56.
680 News Time, 7:31.
Time for 680 News traffic and weather together on the ones for Seneca. In the 680 traffic cruiser, here's Jordan Kerr.
More problems on the 401 west of Brock Street in the 2 left lane. Watch out for debris. We got a right shoulder blocked off with a stalled truck. It must have lost debris in the 2 left lanes. Westbound 401 problems at the 427 are gone, but it's still jammed from the 400 expressing collectors. And eastbound 401, we have a pair of stalled vehicles around Weston. East 401 approaching Weston in the express. Part of the right lane's blocked off with a stalled truck. Heavy tows on scene. Then approaching the 400 in the collectors, the ramp lane's blocked off with a stalled vehicle. There's a tow on scene. Eastbound 401 jammed up from through here from the 427 to the 400 of both expressing collectors. Should mention the westbound 409 is still backed up from Martin Grove to the 427 because of those westbound 401 issues that have now cleared. From the 680 traffic center, here's Kyle Hawking.
No volume if you're heading south on the 404 in Don Valley, just crossing over the 401 to south of Lawrence. Typical volume there. The eastbound QA and Gardner, not too bad. Minor delay through Walker's Line. And then the eastbound Gardner's in fairly decent shape, not seeing any major delays. Also still busy on the southbound 410 approaching Sandalwood down towards Beauvert. At Seneca's virtual open house, connect with program experts, attend interactive sessions, and take virtual campus tours. Join them at senecacollege.ca on April 17th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Next report at 7:41, and with the forecast, here's Jill Taylor.
It's a soggy start to our Monday. You'll need the umbrella with the periods of rain. A gusty wind, though. Hold on to that umbrella, and more showers for us tonight. Right now, light drizzle, 8 degrees. Appears some rain and 7 at 680 News. Today's guaranteed high already reached 13.
680 News Time, 7:33.
Desperate times at our hospitals. Non-emergency surgeries have been halted as of today, and pediatric units are moving teens and children to sick kids to make room for COVID patients as numbers continue to hit record highs.
Our Jamie Pulford joins us live with the latest on the health crisis. Jamie.
Paul, more than 4,400 new infections fueled by variants, more than 600 patients now in the province's ICUs. These numbers signal an out-of-control situation. Toronto ER Dr. Kasha Prasada just had this to say on Breakfast Television.
Don't go indoors. This thing is really contagious now, especially these variants. It is everywhere in the GTA. If you're here or in Ottawa, do grocery pickup or delivery if you can, but just avoid going inside anywhere if you can.
Now, he says he's seeing younger patients spending much more time in hospitals, occupying those ICU beds. Some GTA hospitals are now closing their pediatric units, with teens and kids being moved to sick kids to make room for COVID patients. Globe and Mail has obtained that order from the GTA Hospital Incident Management System Command Center. This, as most Ontario hospitals start ramping down elective surgeries and non-urgent procedures starting today. And an emergency order from the province also means hospitals can transfer patients without their consent. Reporting live, Jamie Pulford, 680 News.
680 News Time, 7:34. More mass vaccination clinics and more of us eligible for the shot. 680's Kevin Meisner joins us live from Queen's Park with the latest on the race against the COVID variants. Kevin.
Well, Catherine, 3 new mass vaccination clinics are opening today in Toronto. That brings to 9 the number of centers jabbing arms. They're located at Cloverdale Mall, North Toronto Memorial Community Centre, and Carmine Stefano Community Centre. Now, the clinics will vaccinate people 60 and older, as well as people 50 and older from the COVID-19 hotspot neighborhoods. Mayor John Tory admits it can be confusing figuring out who's eligible when and how and when to get a shot. So he's encouraging people to help each other.
We can all play a role in helping people to get vaccinated. And the more shots in arms, frankly, the faster we can get out of what is, I know, a very difficult and troubling situation for people across the city and right across the province.
Now, as of today, in Peel Region, people as young as 50 can start getting their shots. In York Region, however, they're temporarily shutting down the drive-through clinic at Canada's Wonderland because of a shortage of vaccine. This week, another 700 pharmacies in Ontario will begin giving AstraZeneca vaccine to individuals 55 and older. Our supply of vaccine in this country expected to slow this week, with only one shipment of just over 1 million doses expected to arrive in the next 7 days. It is expected to ramp up slightly after that, however. At Queen's Park, Kevin Meisner, 680 News.
680 News time, 7:36. It's spring break for students across the province, and the education minister is standing firm on his plan to have in-person learning resume next week. 680's Laura Carney reports.
In a letter issued to parents on Sunday, Stephen Lette wrote, all publicly funded and private elementary and secondary schools will be open for in-person learning despite the province's stay-at-home order. The exception is in regions that have directed schools to move to remote learning. Public health units do have the authority to move schools to virtual learning on their own with their permission from the province, which we saw last week in Toronto and Peel. The plan for Toronto and Peel is to have students back in the classroom next Monday after the April break. But depending on COVID-19 cases, that could always change. The Toronto District School Board says they expect to hear at the end of this week what the plans are for a return to in-person learning. Also beginning today, teachers in identified hotspots in Toronto and Peel will be eligible for a COVID-19 vaccine. I'm Laura Carney.
680 News time, 7:37. It'll be an unsettled weather week for the kids on spring break, with rain expected almost every day. Our meteorologist Jill Taylor says we'll see some sunshine Thursday and Friday.
You're trying to plan some outdoor activities with the kids in the backyard as they go through the spring break. The end of the week looks a little more favorable. May have some peaks of sunshine Wednesday, but then we'll be back into the showers, and then we'll start to clear out Thursday afternoon.
Jill says we'll see highs around 12 and 13 throughout the week. Today's 680 News guaranteed high of 13 was reached early this morning.
680 News time, 7:37. Office vacancies here in Toronto are close to a 13-year high, but that could be about to change. From the 680 Business Center, our Chris McCusker has the details.
COVID-19 is getting the blame for empty offices in Toronto's downtown core, hitting a vacancy rate of 9.1% in the first quarter of this year, according to CBRE. It's an increase of about 2% from the final quarter of last year, even as rents dropped. Now, back in 2008, vacancies hit an all-time high of 9.5%. But some expect we might start to bounce back. Vaccines are rolling out, and John Ramscar, managing director of CBRE, tells the Toronto Star businesses are starting to make plans to bring their employees back to the office. He says some companies are even reversing course, taking back offices they were planning to sublet. At the Business Center, I'm Chris McCusker.
680 News time, 7:38. The Ford government will reportedly officially unveil a proposal today for a major housing development along the new Ontario Line subway, starting in Corktown near Parliament and Front Streets. 680's Carl Hansky joins us live from the neighborhood with the story and reaction. Carl.
Yeah, Catherine, what would be the first of a dozen new transit-oriented communities to be built along the Ontario subway line? The province reportedly wants to build a Union Station to the east on the old Unilever site here near the bottom of the DVP. This 38-acre site would have housing, a community center, parks, a major transit hub that would connect subways and trains, GO Transit, and the TTC. Anna works down here and says all of it is needed.
Oh, this would definitely be a good thing. I mean, it's right near a couple of film studios. Film is a big booming industry in Toronto. I'd definitely appreciate being closer to some studios.
Would you move down here?
Oh, if I could afford it, 100%.
Now, the building of the new Ontario subway line post-pandemic would kickstart all the new growth. The 16-kilometer line will run from Ontario Place down to the waterfront, all the way up to the Ontario Science Centre near Don Mills and Eglinton. Reporting live near the DVP in Lakeshore, Carl Hansky, 680.
680 News time, 7:39.
Cleanliness and safety are essential to the success of any business. That's why Cintas has introduced our Total Clean program, a one-of-a-kind service that includes scheduled deliveries of essential cleaning supplies, hygienically cleaned uniforms, and on-site sanitizer and disinfectant services to help eliminate germs. Learn what the Cintas Total Clean program can do for you. Oh, I'm ready! Visit Cintas.ca and get ready for the workday.
Still to come on 680 News, problems on the eastbound 401 at Weston Express and at the 400 collectors. We'll have traffic and weather together in 60 seconds.
680 News time, 7:40.
It's just common sense. A flexi line by Capital Direct allows you to manage your funds more effectively and gives you that financial peace of mind. Think of it as secured lending so you can do all the things you've been dreaming about, whether it's a basement renovation or taking care of tuition. It's the smart move that allows you to take only what you need when you want it. Whether you could use $50,000 or $1.5 million, that cash is available to you. Call Capital Direct today at 1-800-NEW-CAPITAL.
Some see challenges, we see opportunities. Some see doubt, we see hope. Some see limits, we see possibilities. At Amica Senior Lifestyles, it is possible to be safe, active, and connected, to experience a premium lifestyle tailored to you, to make plans and live life on your terms, safely together. Find out how at amica.ca.
680 News Time, 7:41.
Time for 680 News. Traffic and weather together on the ones for Seneca College in the 680 Traffic Cruiser. Here's Jordan Kerr.
We have a ton of problems on the 401 around the 427, between the 427 and 400. On the eastbound 401, a new issue approaching Islington in the Express. The left lane's blocked off with a crash. Approaching Weston in the Express, part of the right lane is blocked off with a stalled truck. And approaching the 400 in the Collectors, the ramp lane's blocked off with another stalled vehicle. So eastbound 401, slow through Mississauga Road, and then jam from the 427 to the 400 in both Express and Collectors because of multiple issues. Eastbound 401 approaching Curtis Road. Watch out in the right lane. They're doing maintenance work until 3 o'clock this afternoon. So it's causing a very slight bunch of heading into that maintenance work. West 401, delays from Markham Road to Kennedy, alternately Express and Collectors. And really heavy approaching the 400 Express, west of 400 Collectors to the 427 because of earlier problems. And westbound 409 still backed up from Martin Grove to the 427 because people are trying to get around those earlier problems. From the 680 Traffic Center, here's Kyle Hawking.
Well, it's heavier on the southbound 404 Don Valley as you approach Shepherd, just south of Lawrence over the 401. And we have eastbound QE and Gardner volume from Guelph line to east of Walkers, so not too bad on the QEW. And just minor delays on the eastbound Gardner as well from the Humber Bridge to Parkside. Southbound 410 still looks a bit slow from approaching Sandwood off and on down towards Queen once again. At Seneca's virtual open house, connect with program experts, attend interactive sessions, and take virtual campus tours. And visit senecacollege.ca on April 17th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Next report at 7:51, and with the forecast, here's Jill Taylor.
It's a misty morning for us with the periods of rain. A gusty wind out of the east-northeast already reached our guaranteed high, 13 degrees very early this morning. For the rest of the day, we'll be closer to about 7 for the low. More showers tonight and showers for tomorrow as well, although not quite as many as today. Tomorrow's high about 13. Right now, light rain and drizzle 8 at Pearson, 7 at 680 News. We've already reached our guaranteed high, 13.
680 News Time, 7:43.
Now the Dynamic Funds Market Minute.
Over to Chris McCusker at the 680 Business Center. How's it look now, Chris?
Still looks negative, Paul, but we're talking about fairly modest losses likely to start this new week on Wall Street, with the Dow and S&P likely pulling back from record highs. Dow futures right now down 49, S&P futures off by 5, NASDAQ futures down 32. Now, markets in the U.S. are coming off a third straight winning week. Bay Street saw a winning week as well. Right now, gold is down $1, $17.43. That's off the low for the morning. And then we've got oil moving higher. That might provide a lift to Bay Street. Right now, it's up 77 cents, $60.09 a barrel. The Canadian dollar down 5/100, 79.76 cents U.S. At the Business Center, I'm Chris McCusker.
Being active is better than being reactive. Dynamic Funds doesn't just take what the market gives. Ask a financial advisor about active management and learn more at dynamic.ca/advice.
Hi, it's Fido. When it comes to streaming your favorite movies, don't let your data plan hold you back. Get a data boost from Fido with 5 hours of unlimited data at no extra cost. That's 5 extra hours of data every month when you need it. It's enough to stream a movie and a sequel. All you have to worry about is deciding what to watch on all voice and data plans, only with Fido. Visit a Fido store or fido.ca for details.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars
kids. Donate your car today.
Donate online at carsforkids.ca. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll benefit a child and get a maximum tax credit.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today and your car can be gone tomorrow.
Toronto's news now. This is 680 News.
A rainy, windy day. The temperature today sticking around 10 degrees. Good morning. I'm Catherine Jeté.
I'm Paul Cook. Here are the top stories this Monday morning.
Hospitals in the GTA having to make some tough calls as they run out of space for COVID-19 patients. Non-emergency surgeries are being canceled starting today, and the Globe and Mail reports pediatric units are shutting down with all children being sent to sick kids.
3 more mass vaccination clinics open today in the city. This is teachers in the hotspot postal codes and Peel Region residents as young as 50 become eligible to book their shots.
A big announcement expected today on the future of the Ontario subway line. It will reportedly include transit-oriented communities along the line, including one centered around a major transit hub described as a Union Station to the east.
For these and other stories, go to 680news.com.
Time now for 680 Sports, brought to you by St. Andrews College.
From Sportsnet 590 The Fan, Brent Gunning.
The Leafs had a forward and a goalie. Nick Foligno comes to Toronto from Columbus. It cost the Leafs this year's first-round pick, along with 2 fourth-rounders. On top of that, Kyle Dubas lands David Rittich from the Flames for a third-rounder in next year's draft. Tonight, the Leafs visit the Canadiens for a 7 o'clock puck drop. The NHL trade deadline is this afternoon at 3. Sportsnet's coverage starts up at noon, and they'll have plenty to discuss. The big trade yesterday saw Taylor Hall landing in Boston. Going back to Buffalo is Anders Bjork and a second-round selection. A couple other deals of note. Jeff Carter is headed to the Penguins. Going back to L.A. are conditional 3rd and 4th-round picks. Well, the Canadiens add John Merrill from the Red Wings for a prospect and a 5th-round pick. Hideki Matsuyama takes home his first career major, clipping Will Zalatoris by 1 to win the 85th Masters. Corey Connors with another spectacular week. The Canadian finishes in a tie for 8th. That means he guarantees himself an invite back next year. The Raptors fall in New York. 102-96 is the final for the Knicks. Well, the Blue Jays and Angels were rained out tonight. The Blue Jays back at it, starting a series with the Yankees at 7. Watch it on Sportsnet along with Sportsnet Now. You can also listen on Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour or anytime at sportsnet.ca/590.
680 News Time, 7:48.
As headmaster of St. Andrews College in Aurora, I'm often asked by parents why our school is right for their son.
The second you enter, you know you're a part of something truly amazing. There are tons of arts and extracurricular activities.
71 teams, 21 sports. There are so many opportunities to become a leader. 100% of our students are accepted to university.
The teachers sincerely care. They push you to do your best.
And I have brothers for life.
Experience for yourself what a St. Andrews College Day reporting program can offer your son. Join us for our virtual open house on April 20th.
Details at sac.on.ca.
Greetings, my lord. Alpine Credits. How might I help you?
Have you a bag of silver to lend? My beloved has requested of me a hot tub of water in which to relax with.
Ah, happy wife is happy life, am I right?
Well noted.
Do you own Dine Castle?
Indeed, yes.
Well then, approvers, huzzah! Yes.
Alpine Credits, where capital has been approved since 1969, so not quite the Middle Ages, but close. Alpine Credits. Some conditions apply. This for license 12616.
This is 680 News. A Toronto hospital has performed what's believed to be Canada's first lung transplant on a patient whose lungs were badly damaged by COVID-19. 61-year-old Timothy Sauvé underwent the procedure at Toronto General in February and is recovering at a rehab center. He says his recovery is going well.
My body is healing at a much more rapid rate, and I've had no complications since the operation. Nothing. I feel much better than I did even before COVID.
Sauvé had no pre-existing medical conditions that would have made him more vulnerable to a severe infection. He also doesn't know how he contracted the virus in December. 680 News Time, 7:50. Make your next career move with 2 Men in a Truck. The company is hiring motivated and enthusiastic team members for mover, driver, and customer service positions. And if you're looking for more, professional advancement is always a possibility. In fact, 75% of 2 Men in a Truck managers started in frontline positions. Now is the time to apply. Visit 2minutetruck.ca and click careers.
2 Men in a Truck, the movers who care.
Above 7 degrees Celsius, your winter tires wear faster and get noisy on the warm, dry surface. But with a quick change from winter to Toyota recommended all-season tires, you'll extend the life of your winter tires and enjoy a quieter ride on your all-season tires, which are designed for warmer temperatures. Come into your nearest Ontario Toyota dealer today and get the right tires at the right price, thanks to our price match promise. When it comes to tires, details make the difference. Terms and conditions apply.
680 News time 7:51. Time for 680 News traffic and weather together on the ones for Pizza in the 680 traffic cruiser. Here's Jordan Kerr.
Now, the eastbound 401 is slow going through Mississauga Road, then delays south of Pearson Airport through to the 400 in both Express and Collectors. We have issues approaching Islington in the Express, left lane blocked up with a crash. Then approaching Weston in the Express, part of the right lane's blocked up with a stalled truck. The problem approaching the 400 in the Collectors is cleared away. West 401, west of Brock Street, watch out for debris in the 2 left lanes and a stalled truck in the right shoulder. MTO's been notified about that. Then delays west of Nielsen to Kennedy, alternately Express and Collectors, and West 401 still very heavy west of Keel Express approaching 400 Collectors to Dixon, a delay west of the 427 in the Collectors, and for Mavis Express west of Mavis Collectors to approaching Mississauga Road. West 409 delays west of Martin Grove to the 427, all because of earlier problems. That West 409 delay is easing. From the 680 Traffic Center, here's Kyle Hawking.
Well, heavy on a couple of our southbound routes, southbound 404 Don Valley over the 401 from south of Finch to south of Lawrence. You'll find the southbound 410 also busy, approaching Sandalwood down to Queen. And just a minor delay on the southbound 400 south of Aurora Road for a very short stretch. On the eastbound QB Gardner, volume Guelph line to east of Walkers and east of Parkland to Parkside. Also seeing a bit of a delay on the west QEW just as you approach third line. Get the Uno combo with Pizza, a large 3-topping pizza, 3 cans of Coke, and limited edition deck of Uno cards for only $14.99. Handfuls of fun only at Pizza. Next reported 8:01, and with the extended forecast, here's Jill Taylor.
Rain moving through a large portion of the GTA right now, and we will have the periods of rain today. Gusty wind out of the east-northeast already reached our guaranteed high. It was 13 very early this morning. For the rest of the day, near 10. Tonight, cloudy, more showers than 7, and more showers for us tomorrow. Lots of cloud, too. The high about 13 degrees. Wednesday may finally get some peaks of sunshine to start the day, then showers return for the afternoon. High about 12. Right now, light rain 8 at Pearson, 7 with light rain at 680 News. Gusts downtown quite strong, up to close to 40 kilometers per hour. Already reached our guaranteed high, 13.
Coming up at 8 o'clock, what GTA hospitals are resorting to in an effort to find space for an influx of COVID patients, and who's eligible for a COVID-19 shot starting today.
680 News time, 7:53.
COVID-19 has caused funding for cancer research to slow down. But cancer isn't slowing down. 617 people will be diagnosed with cancer today. But if 618 people donate today to the Princess Margaret Cancer Foundation, you can help us move faster than cancer. We can continue to increase patient survival rates, develop technologies that help detect cancer earlier, create new therapeutic strategies and less toxic treatments. And together, we can move faster than cancer. Donate to the Princess Margaret Cancer Foundation today.
98.1 CHFI has $100,000 up for grabs.
Malby Alvarez Hernandez.
I'm so happy.
You should be. This is the easiest $500 you ever made.
It's the CHFI Big Money Name Game.
Listen for your name to win.
Mornings at 8 and 10, and afternoons at noon, 2 and 4.
5 chances a day to win your share of $100,000 just by having a name. The CHFI Big Money Name Game.
Enter now at CHFI.com. A very busy day at Sportsnet, the NHL trade deadline, but the Maple Leafs jumped the gun and made their big moves last night. But Jeff Verhoeven is impressed.
Yeah, 3 o'clock this afternoon. It's the day where teams try to fix any holes in their roster heading to the Stanley Cup playoffs. And let me tell you, the Maple Leafs are all in. Trading for Blue Jackets captain Nick Foligno yesterday, and then getting goalie David Rittich from the Calgary Flames. Steve Dangle, your thoughts?
A trio of Anderson, Campbell, Riddick has me extremely excited, but a duo of Campbell and Riddick much less so. But it's still really good.
Yeah, we still don't know Freddie's status. Is he going to be out for the season? Is he in play today? Will Kyle Dubas make another trade? The Leafs picked up these two players yesterday and didn't lose anyone from the current roster, so it would appear they're going for it. I'm Jeff Holman.
Still to come on 680 News, shares in one Canadian cannabis company get hit in the pre-market trade. We'll have the business report.
680 News Time, 7:55.
Find a car today a much better way. Visit OntarioCars.ca.
Listen here, my friend, and I'll offer a little advice. Why scour the city looking for a used or new car when you can easily visit OntarioCars.ca and find a large selection to choose from? Couldn't be simpler. No clutter, just cars. There's all-in pricing from our trusted sellers too, and all purchases are protected by a compensation fund. Find your gem at OntarioCars.ca.
OntarioCars.ca.
I've got a craving for some McDonald's fries. Crispy, golden, hot. McDonald's fries. The official fries of the Toronto Raptors three-pointers.
680 News Time, 7:56.
Time for the 680 News business report. Here is Chris McCusker. Well, Catherine U.S.-listed shares in Canadian cannabis company Aphria firmly in the red in pre-market trade. So right now, the stock is down by about 6.5% after the company reported a wider than expected fiscal third quarter loss. Now, revenue also a disappointment, with the company citing reduced demand because of the pandemic. Aphria swung to a net loss of $366.8 million, or $1.14 a share, compared to income in the year-ago period. Aphria also says the average selling price of adult-use cannabis fell by about 11%. Now, markets in the U.S. are likely to pull back from all-time highs, but right now we're looking at very modest declines. So Dow futures down 54, S&P futures up by 6, NASDAQ futures down 39. The Dow and S&P did close at records on Friday, while Bay Street is coming off a winning week. It's up by about 10% this year. Now, shares in MTY Food Group could be active on Bay Street today. We have learned Stanley Ma, the company's founder, president, and chairman, is selling up to 880,000 shares of his company. The sale, we are told, is for personal reasons, estate planning purposes, and in support of Ma's philanthropic endeavors. MTY, by the way, is the company behind more than 80 brands, including the food court staple Thai Express. The price for gold right now is down $2, $17.43. We've got oil going the other way, though. It's up 67 cents, $59.99 a barrel. That is a jump of 1.1%. And the Canadian dollar down by 5/100, 79.76 cents U.S. I'm Chris McCusker. This is 680 News.
More time outside, more time with family. And who knows, maybe time with more of the family. This is what we need. David Jones here from Hire the Gardener. The last thing you need right now is a list of chores. Just hire the gardener. We do it, you enjoy it. Call us once and we'll keep your yard looking Zoom call picture perfect all season. Go to hirethegardener.com. That's hirethegardener.com.
When your bank account does more, your money does more, so you can live more too. Switch to the Scotiabank Ultimate Package and get a savings rate of up to 1.8%, unlimited Interac e-transfer transactions, an annual credit card fee waiver on select credit cards, and a $300 welcome bonus. It's the bank account that lets you do more, all from one package. Conditions apply. Rate is for a limited time and varies by savings period. Visit Scotiabank.com/ultimate300. Scotiabank.
Checking some regional weather conditions in Vaughan right now. It's mostly cloudy and 10 degrees downtown Toronto. We've got some light rain and 7 degrees. 680 News is CFTR AM Toronto. It's 8 o'clock.
Toronto's #1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News. With
It's Monday, April 12th. Good morning. I'm Paul Cook.
I'm Catherine Jeté. Here's what's making news right now.
What hospitals are being forced to do to make room for more COVID patients as the province sees a record number of new infections with ICU numbers soaring.
Toronto will have 9 mass vaccination clinics in operation when 3 more open today. Peel begins giving shots to people 50 and over, and more Ontario pharmacies start jabbing arms this week.
Despite surging COVID-19 case numbers and a stay-at-home order, the education minister says schools will reopen as planned next week.
Some more planned post-pandemic transit expansion. A new community to be built on some old industrial land near the bottom of the DVP may have its own Union Station.
The Leafs make a pair of big ads ahead of the NHL trade deadline while the Raptors' struggles continue. Sports at 15.
U.S. markets likely to pull back from records. We've got Bitcoin nearing an all-time high, and shares in Alibaba move higher in pre-market. I'll tell you why in business at 26. 6:30 News Time, 8:01.
Traffic and weather together on the ones brought to you by Mercedes-Benz Durham and the 680 traffic cruiser Jordan Kerr.
Well, a whole bunch of issues happening on the 401. Westbound 401 west of Brock Street. 2 left lanes affected with debris on the right shoulder. Still a truck that must have lost it. We have MTO crews en route. And then delays west of Yeltsin to Kennedy, alternately express and collectors. Watch out west of Kiel in the express. Right shoulder blocked up with the stalled vehicle, but MTO are en route, so we may have a lane blocked off soon. It's slow going west of Kiel Express, approaching the 400 collectors to Dixon. The delays west of the 427, both express and collectors, and lined up onto the Dixie ramp. More delays west 401 through Mavis Express, west of Mavis collectors to approaching Mississauga Road. East 401 still very heavy south of the airport to the 400, and both express and collectors approaching Islington in the express with the left lane blocked up with a crash. The issue approaching west in the express is clear. From the 680 traffic center, here's Kyle Hawking.
Well, we have volume on the southbound 410 and now a problem south of Sandalwood. Traffic spotters say the right lane blocked for the stolen vehicle. Does look heavy approaching Sandalwood to south of it, and then past that it does improve, but sort of a minor delay past there down towards Queen. Delays on the eastbound QE Gardner, volume of Guelph line to east of Walkers and Park line to Parkside. On the westbound QEW, a delay approaching Doorbell to approaching 3rd. Not seeing anything causing this issue, although there may be something on the shoulder. The MTO is just looking for this now. During the Mercedes-Benz Durham Spring event, enjoy 3 payments waived and finance rates from 0.49% on select models. Visit mercedes-benzdurham.com. Next report at 8:11, and with the forecast, here's Jill Taylor.
Wet, windy day for us. We've already reached our guaranteed high for the afternoon. We'll sit at about 10 degrees. Right now, light rain 8 at Pearson, 7 at 680 News with strong wind out of the east-northeast. Already reached our guaranteed high, 13.
680 News Time, 8:03.
Hospitals overwhelmed with COVID-19 patients are having to make some tough decisions a day after the province reported a record number of new cases. Starting today, non-emergency surgeries are being canceled and pediatric units in the GTA are reportedly shutting down.
680's Jamie Pulford joins us live with the increasingly desperate situation. Jamie.
Catherine, hospitals are being forced to take some seriously drastic measures as the province reports more than 4,400 new COVID infections, a new record high with more than 600 patients now in Ontario intensive care units.
Get vaccinated. It's almost like a movie where you're running across a bridge and the bridge is collapsing behind you, and the only way to save yourself is get a vaccine as quickly as possible because you don't know where you're going to get exposed. It's just that contagious right now.
Toronto ER Dr. Kashif Prasada speaking on Breakfast Television this morning. This is GTA hospitals close their pediatric units, moving teens and children to sick kids to make room for more COVID patients. The Globe and Mail has obtained that order from the GTA Hospital Incident Management System Command Center. This as most Ontario hospitals start ramping down elective surgeries and non-urgent procedures starting today. It's something the health minister says could increase intensive care unit capacity by up to 1,000 patient beds. Reporting live, Jamie Pulford, 680 News.
680 News Time, 8:04. Thousands more COVID-19 shots are going into the arms of GTA residents starting today. Our Kevin Meisner joins us live from Queen's Park as eligibility expands and more mass vaccination clinics open their doors. Kevin.
Yeah, Paul, as of today, Toronto will have 9 mass vaccination centers. 3 new locations are opening. Arms will be jabbed at Cloverdale Mall, North Toronto Memorial Community Centre and Carmine Stefano Community Centre. Now, the vaccine clinics will serve people 60 and over, as well as people 50 and over from COVID-19 hotspot neighborhoods. And Mayor John Tory is promising more information soon on more pop-up clinics for people 18 and over in the hardest hit neighborhoods.
We are actively working with our health partners and hospitals to open more pop-up and mobile clinics to make sure that we get shots in the arms of as many residents as possible in these hotspot neighborhoods.
So far, nearly 786,000 vaccine doses have been given in Toronto. As of today, Peel Region is starting to give shots to people as young as 50. And this week, over 700 pharmacies across Ontario will begin giving AstraZeneca a vaccine to individuals aged 55 and older. At Queen's Park, Kevin Meisner, 680 News.
680 News Time 8:06. The new Angus Reid poll has found less than half of Canadians who want to be vaccinated against COVID-19 would be comfortable receiving the AstraZeneca shot. 41% of respondents said they would accept the shot, while 23% said they would reject a dose from AstraZeneca if that was the brand being offered. The researchers say the level of discomfort was highest among women over the age of 34, 2 in 5 saying they are extremely uncomfortable with the idea of receiving an AstraZeneca vaccine. The finding comes after weeks of questions, blood clot concerns, and changing guidance over who can receive the vaccine. Despite this, the desire to be vaccinated continues to rise. The poll found 69% of respondents have either had one dose or would like to be vaccinated as soon as possible.
This portion of 680 News brought to you by the Herzig Eye Institute. It'll be a rainy spring break here in the GTA. Our meteorologist Jill Taylor says we can expect wet weather every day except Friday.
Difficult to plan any outdoor activities in the backyard for the kids this week for spring break with this on and off wet weather, strong gusty wind as well. Temperature wise, not too bad. We are near or above average highs.
The average high for this time of the year, 10 degrees. The 680 News guaranteed high of 13 has already been reached.
This is 680 News. Well, despite surging COVID-19 case numbers and a stay-at-home order, the education minister says schools will reopen as planned next week. 680's Laura Carney reports.
Stephen Lecce issuing a letter on Sunday saying all publicly funded and private elementary and secondary schools will be open for in-person learning despite the province's stay-at-home order, except in regions that have directed schools to move to remote learning. The medical officers of health in Toronto and Peel ordered schools closed to in-person learning last week until at least the end of spring break. And as COVID-19 case numbers continue to soar, that could be extended. Public health units have the authority to move schools to virtual learning on their own without permission from the province. So it'll be a spring break of waiting for parents. The Toronto District School Board expects to hear at the end of the week what the plans are for next week. Also beginning today, teachers in identified hotspots in Toronto and Peel will be eligible for a COVID-19 vaccine. Laura Carney.
680 News Time 8:08. Backlash in Montreal following the provincial government's decision to move the curfew up to 8 o'clock to stem the spread of COVID-19. What began as a peaceful protest turned violent with some people lighting garbage on fire in Montreal's Jacques Cartier Square, which was met with tear gas from riot police. The curfew was imposed to curb COVID-19 infection rates that have spiked in several regions in recent weeks. Quebec reported just over 1,500 new cases Sunday, as well as 5 additional deaths.
This is 680 News. The planned Ontario subway line will reportedly include transit-oriented communities centered around stations and a second major transit hub. 680's Carl Hansky joins us live from the East End ahead of an announcement expected this morning. Carl.
Calvin, according to the Toronto Star, the province wants to build a Union Station to the east at the old Unilever lands on the waterfront here near the DVP. That would be the first of a dozen transit-oriented communities to be built post-pandemic. This 38-acre site would have a transit hub that would connect the new Ontario subway line with SmartTrack, GO Transit, and the TTC. Those who live and work in this growing area like that.
People over here lack of resources because they can't really get around to where they want to get to. They're dependent on one bus to get to Union Station. So if you have like an alternative, it'd be great for them.
Housing would also be built on the site.
As long as it can kind of be affordable and kind of be environmentally sustainable, definitely keep it up.
Now, the Ontario line kickstarting this all is the planned 16-kilometer subway line running from Ontario Place up to the Ontario Science Centre at Don Mills and Eglinton. Reporting live at Lakeshore on the DVP, Carl Hansky, 680 News.
680 News Time 8:10.
Hi, I'm Sherry Tabb, co-founder of the Herzig Eye Institute. Covered by a mask and unable to touch, we've never needed our eyes more. To see and read, but also to smile, connect, and take the place of a hug. Why let glasses, contacts, and cataracts get in the way? Say I've had it and come to Herzig. Google Herzig Eye Institute. Call us for a consultation. There's no charge. Herzig is prepared. You're protected. Look after yourself. Promise me.
Coming up in 60 seconds, traffic and weather together on the ones, including a collision eastbound 401 approaching Islington Express, blocking the left lane.
6 City News Time, 8:10.
Oh no, there's water everywhere.
Dad, a pipe broke. My poor carpet.
We need a plumber.
And fast. Roto-Rooter does plumbing. We need somebody to clean up this water. And Roto-Rooter does water cleanup.
Find a phone in all this water. I'm calling a bunch of people.
I told you, Roto-Rooter does both. 1-800-GET-ROTO.
Wait, Roto-Rooter does plumbing?
And water cleanup? Yeah, they do both. 1-800-GET-ROTO. What's their number?
Call Roto-Rooter, that's the name.
And away go troubles down the drain.
At Sleep Country, we wish your old mattress well, but after thousands of sleeps, bedtime stories, and peaceful mornings, it's time for your mattress to officially retire. It's done so much for you, but your body deserves more comfort and support. It's time to make a switch. Until Sunday only, get a Kingsdown Queen mattress with support where you need it most. On sale for only $549 at the Time to Switch event on now at Sleep Country. Sleep well, stay well. Sleep Country.
6 City News Time, 8:11.
Traffic and weather together on the ones, brought to you by Seneca. In the 680 traffic, cruiser Jordan Kerr.
Eastbound 401 approaching Islington in the Express. It looks like problems have cleared away. However, it's still really heavy. Delays eastbound 401 through Mississauga Road and from approaching the 427 to approaching Islington in the Express. Then slow going to the 400 ramps in both Express and Collectors. Watch out east of the Allen in the Express. Right lane blocked off by MTO, dealing with a stalled vehicle. A slight delay there. And a slight delay approaching Curtis Road, where the right lane's blocked off for maintenance work. West 401, that debris issue west of Brock Street's been cleared away. It's then heavy west 401 from Markham Road to Kennedy and from Weston in the Collectors to Dixon. More delays west of the 427 in the Express, backed up on the Dixie ramp, and then really heavy west 401 from Huron Ontario Express west of Mavis Collectors to approaching Mississauga Road. From the 680 Traffic Center, here's Kyle Hawking.
Well, just the one other problem is southbound 410, south of Sandalwood. We have a stone transport blocking the right lane, and it's heavy from south of Mayfield to south of Sandalwood now. Here on the eastbound Kiwi Gardner, minor volume Guelph line to east of Walkers, and then heavier Parkland to Parkside. Still busy on the southbound 404 Don Valley, south of Finch to south of Lawrence. At Seneca's virtual open house, connect with program experts, attend interactive sessions, and take virtual campus tours. Join them at senecacollege.ca on April 17th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Next report at 8:21, and with the forecast, here's Jill Taylor.
Well, with the rain that we've had, it's getting a lot greener, more buds on the trees. It's looking a lot more like spring. And, of course, April showers will bring those May flowers. We've got the periods of rain today, gusty wind, our guaranteed high 13 already reached. For the afternoon, we'll sit at about 10, 7 for the low. More showers tonight and more showers tomorrow, too. But most areas will have just a cloudy day tomorrow. Right now, light rain 8 at Pearson, 7 at 6 City News. Strong wind, especially downtown out of the east-northeast. Already reached our guaranteed high, 13.
6 City News Time, 8:13.
Now the Dynamic Funds Market Minute.
Over to Chris McCusker at the 6 City News Business Center. Chris and Catherine, it looks like we're going to see red on U.S. markets, at least to start the day, with the Dow and S&P pulling back from all-time highs. The Dow right now is down 60 points, the S&P off by 7, the NASDAQ down 36. Now, U.S. markets are coming off a winning week, as is Bay Street, although it finished last week with a loss on Friday of a single point. Gold is now little changed at $17.45. Oil up by 68 cents, sitting at $60 a barrel, and the Canadian dollar down by 79.73 cents U.S. At the Business Center, I'm Chris McCusker.
Being active is better than being reactive. Dynamic Funds doesn't just take what the market gives. Ask a financial advisor about active management and learn more at dynamic.ca/advice.
Still ahead on 680 News, latest morning headlines and
Kyle Dubas, always working.
Big Save Dave is elite.
2 Sunday trades ahead of this afternoon's deadline.
6 City News Time, 8:14.
When you call a Dell Technologies advisor, you get to talk to a real person who can provide tailored solutions that don't fit every small business, they fit yours. That's what it means to really listen. For solutions powered by Intel vPro platform, call an advisor at 310 Dell.
Would you like to own investment real estate? Hi, I'm Todd C. Slater, the Simple Investor, and for years we have educated thousands of investors with our Simple Seminar. Now, I would like to introduce the Simple Real Estate Investment Webinar on Thursday, April the 29th at 7 p.m. Find out who makes the best tenant, where is the best place to buy, and so much more. Go to thesimpleinvestor.com to register today. The Simple Investor. We make the world of real estate investment simple.
Number 1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News.
A windy day with periods of rain on the way for the GTA with a temperature of 10 degrees after already reaching the 680 News guaranteed high of 13 earlier. Good morning. I'm Paul Cook.
I'm Catherine Jette. Here are the top stories right now.
With COVID case counts at record levels, many GTA hospitals are reportedly shutting down their pediatric units and sending teens and children to sick kids to clear space and staff for coronavirus patients. Most hospitals in the province are also halting non-emergency surgeries as of today. The city opens 3 new mass vaccination clinics today as more people become eligible for the shot. Queen's Park will reportedly announce today plans to build what's being called a Union Station to the east in Corktown as part of the new Ontario subway line, and it will include a massive housing development.
Time now for 680 Sports.
From Sportsnet 590 The Fan, Brent Gunning.
The Leafs make a couple of moves ahead of the NHL trade deadline later today, adding Nick Foligno from Columbus in exchange for a first-rounder along with a pair of fourth-round picks. On top of that, they also had goaltender David Riddick from Calgary for a third-rounder in next year's draft. Here's what that tells us about the health of Freddie Anderson, according to Elliot Friedman.
Freddie Anderson will not play again until he's healthy. I think that there's an understanding that while Campbell was hurt or hurting, Anderson played hurt, and he wasn't 100%, and that affected his play.
There is Friedman on leadoff. The Leafs will be back in action tonight against the Canadiens at 7. The NHL trade deadline is this afternoon at 3. Sportsnet's coverage starts up at noon. If you missed it yesterday, Taylor Hall also on the move. He goes to Boston for Anders Bjork and a second-round pick. Hideki Matsuyama wins his first career major thanks to a one-shot win over Will Zalatoris at the 85th Masters. The Raptors fall to the Knicks 102-96. Well, the Blue Jays and Angels were rained out. Toronto will try again tonight, starting up a series with the Yankees. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour or anytime at sportsnet.ca/590.
680 News Time, 8:18.
I'm here with Bill Coy of Coy Brothers, and we've got something that's going to blow your mind.
Is that the new Echo backpack blower I was telling you about?
Jeez, Bill, way to take the wind out of my sails.
You're just full of hot air. But this PB9010T backpack blower is the most powerful Echo has ever put out, with 80 cc's of power. It has redesigned straps for a more secure fit. It's a commercial landscaper essential.
You'll be a fan of this backpack blower from Echo, in stock at Coy Brothers.
KOOYBROS.com.
Have you been seriously injured in a car accident? JSM
Law.
Is your insurance company denying your accident claim? JSM
Law.
Need a law firm to make insurance companies pay what you deserve for your injuries? JSM
Law.
If JSM Law doesn't settle your personal injury claim, you don't pay a penny in fees. JSM Law fights for the people of Ontario every day to get the money they rightfully deserve. Visit jsmlaw.ca or call 1-866-JSM-LAW-1.
680 News Time, 8:19.
Hundreds of millions of Muslims around the world are getting set to begin the holy month of Ramadan this week. 680's Moma Qureshi has a preview.
It's the most important time of the year on the Islamic calendar. During the 30 days of Ramadan, Muslims around the world fast from sunup to sundown each day, consuming no food or drink during those hours. Yes, not even water. If you're a regular 680 News listener, you've heard me talk about Ramadan over the years. So this year, I wanted to find out how my Rogers Media colleagues are observing. Here's City News reporter Faiza Amin.
There's a sense of family and community. We prepare our meals together. We break our fasts together. We pray together. We also give back together, which is important year-round, but it's especially encouraged during Ramadan.
But because we're in the middle of a global pandemic, those communal celebrations won't be happening this year. City News producer Mahnoor Yawar says Ramadan is also a time to look inward.
It's just this wonderful time to be introspective, to learn more about myself, to give back to the community.
Ramadan Mubarak. I'm Omi Qureshi.
6 City News Time, 8:20.
I'm Jennifer from Richmond. What did it feel like when I won $250,000 with OLG on Instant Bingo?
3, 2, 1.
Yes, it felt just like that.
Winning with OLG brings out all the feels. Play today at olg.ca.
Hey, hon, can you pass the salt?
Sure. There you go.
Thank you.
So, are we just not going to talk about the elephant in the room?
You mean the first pipe in our kitchen and the 6 inches of water in our house?
No, I asked if we were going away for our anniversary, and I got nothing.
Oh, I said yes.
Wait, what?
I said yes.
What? Never mind.
No one should live with water damage. Submit a claim with the Intact Insurance app and get back to life as you know it. Visit intact.ca or talk to your broker. Conditions apply.
6 City News Time, 8:21.
Traffic and weather together with the ones brought to you by Thornhill Toyota in the 680 Traffic Cruiser Jordan Kerr.
Eastbound 401, very heavy, approaching Mississauga Road to east of it, from approaching the 427 to the 400 ramps in both express and collectors, and east of the Allen and the express, we have the right lane blocked off because of the stalled vehicle. It's slow approaching the Allen to east of it in the express. Collectors are fine here. West 401 delays, Markham Road to Kennedy, alternately express and collectors, from Islington collectors to Dixon, and bunch up on the Dixie ramp, then very heavy from Pure Ontario Express west of Mavis collectors to approaching Mississauga Road. From the 680 Traffic Center, here's Kyle Hawking.
Well, delays on the QEW in both directions. I'm looking at an eastbound QEW delay from approaching 3rd to east of it. And if you're on the westbound QEW, it's backed up now from Ford Drive to approaching 3rd line, where I think we must have something on the shoulder, but for whatever reason, the MTO is not cooperating, and they won't point the camera at whatever it is, even though I've now called them. They still haven't been able to figure out where I'm asking that there may be a problem here. So if you see something on the West QEW approaching 3rd, please call Star 680 on your cell phone, a free call. And we've got Gardner volume just eastbound from Park Lawn to east of Dufferin. And if you're on the South 404 Don Valley, that's still busy approaching Shepherd over the 401 to south of Lawrence. Thornhill Toyota has a rich history, and so does Toyota Red Tag Days on now with lease or finance rates as low as 0% on select models. Thornhill Toyota, Dufferin, north of Steeles. Next report at 8:31, and with the extended forecast, here's Jill Taylor.
It's a wet, windy morning for us. We'll have periods of rain today, and our guaranteed high 13 already reached for the afternoon, about 10. Tonight, cloudy, more showers and 7. And tomorrow, most areas will have a lot of cloud, but some showers too, and the high about 13 degrees. Wednesday, some peaks of sunshine to start the day, but then showers return for the afternoon, the high about 12. Right now, light rain, 8 at Pearson, 7 with light rain at 680 News. Strongest wind gusts downtown right now to 42 kilometers per hour out of the east-northeast. Already reached our guaranteed high, 13.
And because we did not miss the weather guarantee over the weekend, the jackpot climbs to $8,100.
Coming up at 8:30, we'll look at the drastic measures being taken by GTA hospitals swamped with record COVID case counts, plus more places to get vaccinated with more of us eligible.
680 News Time, 8:23.
Streams of Truth, brought to you by Sportsnet Now.
Do you feel trapped with unreliable illegal sports streams? Stuck in the glitchy, pixelated wasteland of pirated sports? Well, the freedom that you deserve is now with Sportsnet Now. All you need is an internet connection, and you too can stream the game wherever your imagination takes you.
Live stream sports with Sportsnet Now, starting at $9.99. Visit smnow.ca for details.
The big story. I'm your host, Jordan Heath Rawlings. The pandemic has somehow made Canada's housing markets even hotter. Listen at thebigstorypodcast.ca or wherever you get your podcasts.
This portion of 680 News brought to you by employmentlawyers.ca. Well, for Leaf fans, it's kind of like opening your presents on Christmas Eve early. Trade deadline days today. But GM Kyle Dubas couldn't wait and made his moves last evening. But our Jeff Verholman couldn't be happier.
Respect to Kyle Dubas, a huge wrestling fan, for working the phones on WrestleMania Sunday, bringing in Blue Jackets captain Nick Foligno, and getting goalie help by grabbing David Riddick from the Flames. The same David Riddick who shut the Leafs out earlier this year. And the team didn't give up a current roster player, which means what, Elliot Friedman?
This is a go-all-in year. If you take a look at how the draft picks stack up for the Maple Leafs now, this season and next season, they are cutting them down. They're using them as their ability to make trades. The Maple Leafs are all in it.
So is Kyle Dubas done, or are we still adding for the Maple Leafs Stanley Cup run? 3 o'clock is this afternoon's deadline. Coverage starts at noon on Sportsnet. I'm Jeff Verholman.
Still ahead, shares in Alibaba see a healthy gain despite a record 5 business in 60 seconds.
6:30 news time, 8:25. Your employment rights with Lior Samfiru from employmentlawyer.ca.
COVID-19 has forced drastic employment changes on many Canadians in the form of layoffs, pay cuts, reduction in hours, demotions, and work relocation. What most employees don't realize is that your employer does not have a right to make significant changes to terms of employment without your consent. You don't have to accept these changes. Your employer is essentially terminating you, and you are owed full severance pay. I can help you get the severance package you are legally owed. My team has helped tens of thousands of employees get the compensation they deserve when changes are made to their job. Before you accept any changes, contact me and discover why my employment law firm is the most positively reviewed firm in Canada.
Contact employment lawyer Lior Samfiru today. Get the advice you need and the compensation you deserve. Visit employmentlawyer.ca. That's employmentlawyer.ca. 6:30 news time, 8:26.
The business report with Chris McCusker. What's going on, Chris?
Well, I'm watching shares in Alibaba fall up by 6%. These are the U.S. listed shares in pre-market trade. So Alibaba, which is described by some as the Chinese Amazon, was fined a record $2.8 billion by Chinese regulators. But the fine was lower than expected, and the company also highlighted the fact that this case is now over. Now, Alibaba will have to carry out a revamp of its operations and submit a self-examination compliance report. The stock actually took a hit after we learned that the company had been accused of abusing its dominant position over rivals. That's what the fine is in relation to. I am also watching Bitcoin, which came to within about $1,000 of its all-time high. Right now it's up by about 1%, 60,236. That is U.S. dollars. Now this comes ahead of a listing by the largest U.S. cryptocurrency exchange. Coinbase Global is due to go public on the NASDAQ on Wednesday, and the first ever listing of its kind for a major cryptocurrency company. Bitcoin up by almost 9-fold in the past year, so it's far outpaced markets or any other commodities. And it's also kind of gaining traction, let's say. Tesla earlier this year disclosed a $1.5 billion investment in Bitcoin, while PayPal and Visa have begun using cryptocurrencies as part of the payments process. Now, U.S. markets likely to pull back from all-time highs. Dow futures right now down 54, S&P futures off by 7, NASDAQ futures down 46. Bay Street is looking to bounce back from a losing Friday, but last week was a winning week. We do have gold down by $1, 17.43. Oil is higher by 77 cents, $60.09 a barrel, a gain of 1.2%. And then the Canadian dollar down by 1/10 cent, 79.71 cents U.S. I'm Chris McCusker. This is 680 News.
The question isn't, do you want a new bathroom? The question is, how old is your bathroom? You do maintenance on the rest of your home. Why not your bathroom? Every 10 years, your bathroom needs maintenance. If your bathroom is 10 years or older, you run 3 huge risks: water damage, airborne mold, and tens of thousands of dollars in water damage repairs to the lower levels of your home. And when you do nothing about it, your home and your health only gets worse, and repair costs get higher. So do something now. If your bathroom is over 10 years old, call AGM Renovations now for a free water damage and mold assessment. AGM are Canada's highest rated renovators, and if you act fast, they could save you thousands of dollars in unnecessary repairs. Protect your home and your health. Don't wait. For your free assessment, go to agmrenovations.com. agmrenovations.com.
Our meteorologist Jill Taylor's latest forecast calling for periods of rain today with a gusty wind out of the east-northeast. Guaranteed high reached 13 early this morning. For the rest of the day near 10. Right now, 10 degrees. Light rain downtown Toronto. 680 news time, 8:30.
Toronto's #1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News.
It's Monday, April 12th. Good morning. I'm Catherine Jeté.
I'm Paul Cook. Here's what's making news right now.
A new all-time high in daily cases and ICU capacity in Ontario has hospitals taking serious action to make room for more COVID patients, including pediatric units in the GTA.
3 more mass vaccination centers open in Toronto today as Peel Region starts giving shots to people as young as 50, and more pharmacies in Ontario are joining the list of those jabbing arms.
Parents will need to plan for a lot of indoor activities or get the wellies and raincoats ready. It is going to be a pretty wet spring break for the kids.
A new Union Station to the east could be built near the bottom of the DVP as the province and the city plan post-pandemic transit expansion.
The Leafs have a forward and a goalie, while Taylor Hall is also on the move. Sports at 45.
U.S. markets likely to pull back from records. Oil might provide a lift to Bay Street and a bounce for shares in Uber and pre-market trade. Business at 56.
680 news time, 8:31.
Time for 680 News traffic and weather together on the ones. In the 680 traffic cruiser, here's Jordan Kerr.
Eastbound on the 401, that issue east of the Allen and the Express is cleared away, but it's still a heavy drive east 401. First of all, slow going, approaching Mississauga Road to east of it, from south of the airport through to the 400 ramps at both Express and Collectors. Slow through Keele and the Collectors, and heavy east of Keele to east of the Allen and the Express. West 401 delays, Markham Road to Kennedy, alternately Express and Collectors. From Yonge to Avenue Collectors, a bunch up through Avenue and the Express. And from Huron Ontario Express, Mavis Collectors to approaching Mississauga Road. From the 680 Traffic Center, Kyle Hawking.
Well, thanks to all the traffic spotters who called in from Oakville. This delay on the QEW is being caused by a dump truck protest in the MTO scales east of 3rd line. So we have a delay on the eastbound QEW from approaching 3rd to east of it. Westbound QEW is also backed up from Ford Drive to approaching 3rd line. Apparently the drivers of these dump trucks have signs out and is providing a visual distraction for drivers. So expect that delay. Southbound 410, we have a problem south of Sandalwood, stalled transport in the right lane, and that's causing a delay from south of Mayfield. Next report at 8:41, and with the forecast, here's Jill Taylor.
Periods of rain for us today, a strong wind, and then cloudy with some showers tonight. Right now, the wind is light at Toronto Pearson out of the east-northeast, quite gusty though downtown, gusts up to 42 kilometers per hour. It's 8 degrees with the rain at Pearson and at 680 News. Today's guaranteed high already reached 13.
680 news time, 8:32.
A day after the province reported a record number of new COVID-19 infections, hospitals in the GTA are making some changes to ensure they have the space and staff to treat more coronavirus patients.
Our Jamie Pulper joins us live with what those changes could mean for families and those awaiting life-changing surgery. Jamie.
That's right, Paul, and we're waiting on the new numbers that will be coming out later this morning after the province reported a record high number of new infections. We're talking 4,456, with more than 600 patients now in the ICU.
Where are all the people who thought this was fake? Where are they now, honestly? We've really decided to roll the dice on this one, haven't we, as a province? You know, we can't treat this thing as if it's bad news that we could wish away, and now we're paying for that, unfortunately.
Toronto ER Dr. Kasha Prasada on Breakfast Television this morning. As Ontario hospitals start ramping down elective surgeries and non-urgent procedures starting today.
You know, when all the operating rooms shut down, everyday activities become a lot riskier. Like, if there's no trauma team backing you up to do surgery, God forbid if you get into an accident, is that drive to work safe again? Is that bike ride going to be safe?
GTA hospitals are also closing their pediatric units. That order, handed down by the GTA Hospital Incident Management System Command Center, obtained by the Globe and Mail. It says the hospitals will send teens and children to Sick Kids Hospital in order to make more room for more COVID patients. Reporting live, Jamie Pulford, 680 News.
680 News Time, 8:34. Efforts to get COVID-19 shots into arms continue to ramp up, with 3 more mass vaccination clinics opening up in the city and more GTA residents becoming eligible to book their shots. 680's Kevin Meisner joins us live from Queen's Park with the latest on the vaccine rollout. Kevin.
It is hoped, Catherine, that with the new clinics opening today, Toronto will collectively be able to deliver up to 10,000 vaccinations per day. These additional clinics are located at Cloverdale Mall, North Toronto Memorial Community Centre, and Carmine Stefano Community Centre. Mayor John Tory says with the centres opening, they should be able to vaccinate people 60 and over, along with people 50 and over in the COVID-19 hotspot neighborhoods.
This is an exciting moment for our city. Each time that we've been able to roll out our vaccination capacity and increase it has been an exciting moment for us. We will now have 9 city-run clinics up and running across the city.
Now, starting today, Peel Region will begin giving shots to people as young as 50. In York Region, a vaccine shortage means the drive-through clinic at Canada's Wonderland will temporarily close starting tomorrow. The province's vaccine rollout to pharmacies is expanding to another 700 outlets this week. Pharmacies are offering AstraZeneca vaccine to individuals 55 and over. At Queen's Park, Kevin Meisner, 680 News.
680 News Time, 8:35. Well, the plan remains the same, to have students resume in-person classes following this week's spring break. In a letter issued Sunday, the Education Minister, Stephen Lecce, writing all publicly funded and private elementary and secondary schools will be open for in-person learning, despite the province's stay-at-home order, except in regions that have directed schools to move to remote learning. Toronto and Peel Region moved students online last week with the goal to have them back in the classroom next Monday after the break. But depending on COVID-19 cases, that could always change. Also beginning today, teachers in identified hotspots in Toronto and Peel will be eligible for a COVID-19 vaccine. Lecce will join Premier Ford, Health Minister Christine Elliott, and the Chief Medical Officer of Health for an announcement at 2:30 this afternoon.
This is 680 News. Not the best weather for spring break, with rain in the forecast almost every day this week. 680's Laura Carney is on the weather watch.
Parents will need to plan for a lot of indoor activities or get the wellies and raincoats ready. It is going to be a pretty wet spring break for the kids, but our meteorologist Jill Taylor says things should improve by the end of the week.
May have some peaks of sunshine Wednesday, but then we'll be back into the showers, and then we'll start to clear out Thursday afternoon, and Friday we could get into some sunshine as well. So difficult to plan any outdoor activities.
A warning from the Toronto and Region Conservation Authority that because of the rain we've received, water levels in rivers may be higher than normal and that banks may be slippery and unstable. Temperature-wise, Jill says it won't be too bad for the week, near or above average. Today, we already reached our guaranteed high of 13 degrees and we'll be holding steady near 10 for the rest of the day. I'm Laura Carney.
680 News Time, 8:37. Many Canadians think the dream of owning a home might be out of reach. From the 680 Business Center, Chris McCusker explains.
The RBC Spring Housing Poll shows 36% of non-homeowners under 40 have given up on the dream of ever owning a home, while 62% of all Canadians surveyed believe the majority of people will be priced out of the market in the next decade. Now, at the same time, 60% of respondents are likely to buy in the next 2 years, and they're saving close to $800 a month on average to make it happen. Now, the average house price in Canada, a little over $678,000 in February, and for those who currently own a home, 15% of respondents consider themselves to be house poor now. At the Business Center, I'm Chris McCusker.
680 News Time, 8:38. The province and the city are reportedly in talks to create 2 transit-oriented communities in the East End along the planned Ontario Line subway. One of them as part of a major transit hub dubbed a Union Station to the east. Our Carl Hanske's in the East End this morning and joins us live with the details. Carl.
Yeah, Paul, where there's mud and cleared land right now here down at the bottom of the DVP, there could be a whole new community and a Union Station to the east, according to the Toronto Star, that would connect all transit. The few who live in this area still being developed seem all for it.
I think it's great. I know Toronto's in a bit of a housing crisis, community crisis, population density, so the more the merrier, as long as it's affordable, essentially, and kind of a great view down by the water, so bring it on.
Now, this 38-acre site where the old Unilever soap plant used to stand would have housing, parks, a community center, and this major transit hub that would connect the TTC and go to the new Ontario subway line that will run from Ontario Place right up to the Ontario Science Center. Reporting live at DVP Lakeshore, Carl Hansky, 680 News.
680 News time, 8:39.
Warmer days are on the way, and it's time for the Reliance Home Comfort Early Bird Air Conditioner Sale, where you can save $1,200 on a select air conditioner. We're always focused on taking precautions to ensure your safety and delivering the service that's earned Reliance over 50,000 five-star reviews. So don't wait. Call today, because it's a great time to beat the summer rush and get $1,200 off a select air conditioner for a great deal now.
Oh, Reliance.
Conditions apply. Savings off a regular price. See website for details.
Still to come on 680 News, a stalled transport on the southbound 410 south of Sandalwood blocking the right lane. We'll have traffic and weather together.
680 News time, 8:40.
Above 7 degrees Celsius, your winter tires wear faster and get noisy on the warm, dry surface. But with a quick change from winter to Toyota recommended all-season tires, you'll extend the life of your winter tires and enjoy a quieter ride on your all-season tires, which are designed for warmer temperatures. Come into your nearest Ontario Toyota dealer today and get the right tires at the right price, thanks to our price match promise. When it comes to tires, details make the difference. Terms and conditions apply.
Get ready, Bachelor Nation, because City TV is bringing Paradise to Canada. You've watched the franchise, and now's your chance to join it. Bachelor in Paradise Canada is coming to City TV, and we want you to be a part of the show. You can apply now to join the cast by visiting citytv.com and following the Bachelor in Paradise Canada link. So if your love life is lacking romance, then Paradise awaits. Bachelor in Paradise Canada, coming soon to City TV.
680 News time, 8:41.
Time for 680 News, traffic and weather together on the ones for Pizza in the 680 traffic cruiser. Here's Jordan Kerr.
Westbound on the 401 is slow going, approaching McCowan to Kennedy, alternately express and collectors, then busy from Yonge to Avenue and the collectors, a bit busy in the express. Then watch out westbound 401 west of Keele in the express on the right shoulder, a stalled vehicle. It's not causing a delay right now. After that, westbound 401 is slow from here Ontario Express Mavis collectors to approaching Mississauga Road. East 401 delays approaching Mississauga Road to east of it from the 427 to the 400 ramps in both express and collectors. A delay through Keele in the collectors from the Allen to Avenue in the express, and a delay approaching Curtis Road where the right lane is blocked off for maintenance. From the 680 traffic center, here's Kyle Hawking.
Well, we still have a stalled vehicle on the southbound 410. South of Sandalwood, a stalled transport is blocking the right lane, so heavy from Mayfield to south of Sandalwood, but south of there, it's in good shape. The southbound 410 is. We have delays in both directions on the QEW. There is a dump truck protest in the MTO scales east of 3rd line. So an eastbound delay with a visual distraction, Bronte to east of 3rd. And it's heavy westbound, too, really heavy from Ford Drive to approaching 3rd line. That westbound 403 ramp onto the QE in Oakville is backed up as well. Get the Uno combo at Pizza, a large 3-topping pizza, 3 cans of Coke, and limited edition deck of Uno cards for only $14.99, only at Pizza. Next report at 8:51, and with the forecast, here's Jill Taylor.
Well, the fog advisory has just ended now for St. Catharines, Grimsby, basically northern Niagara region. So conditions improving, but yeah, we've got the periods of rain with the gusty wind today. Guaranteed high 13 already reached for the afternoon. Toronto, the GTA will sit at about 10 degrees, 7 for the low. More showers tonight, and for tomorrow, cloudy for most of the GTA, but some showers again. And we'll have some peaks of sunshine finally for Wednesday. Right now, light rain 8 at Pearson, 7 at 680 News. Strong wind gusts downtown up to near 42 kilometers per hour. Guaranteed high already reached 13.
680 News time, 8:43.
Now the Dynamic Funds Market Minute.
Over to Chris McCusker at the 680 Business Center. How's it going there, Chris?
Well, it looks like, Paul, we're going to start with losses, in particular in the U.S.,
with the Dow and S&P pulling back from all-time highs. Dow futures down 42, S&P futures off by 5, NASDAQ futures down 35. Now, Bay Street looking to bounce back from a loss on Friday of a single point. It was a winning week on both sides of the border. Price for gold right now is down $4, $17.40, but maybe offsetting that for Bay Street, the price for oil up by 77 cents, a gain of 1.3% to $60.08 a barrel, and the Canadian dollar down 4/100, 79.77 cents U.S. At the Business Center, I'm Chris McCusker.
Being active is better than being reactive. Dynamic Funds doesn't just take what the market gives. Ask a financial advisor about active management and learn more at dynamic.ca/advice.
Still to come on 680 News.
A busy weekend from the Maple Leafs front office. Chill, Kyle, my goodness. GM Kyle Dubas making moves ahead of this afternoon's trade deadline.
680 News Time, 844.
The Monitoring Center provides uninterrupted alarm monitoring 24/7 for $9.99. You get the best possible customer service 24/7 for $9.99. We know every penny counts. Take that first step in lowering your monthly bills. Why wait? Call us today, 1-866-24/7 for $9.99, or visit themonitoringcenter.com for details.
1-866-24/7 for $9.99. 1-866-24/7 for $9.99.
Hey fellas, what good is a tool if it's not rigid? Rigid Power Tools. Orange and black, leading the pack. Because Rigid Power Tools have the industry's only lifetime service agreement. Free batteries for life, free parts for life, and free service for life. For on the job or a job around the house. Rigid.
Rigid Tools. Performance for life. Rigid Tools. Available exclusively at the Home Depot.
Toronto's news now. This is 680 News.
We've had some light rain this morning. It's a gray day in downtown Toronto. Good morning. I'm Catherine Jeté.
I'm Paul Cook. Here are the top stories this Monday morning.
GTA hospitals running out of space for COVID-19 patients are reportedly shutting down their pediatric units and sending all children to sick kids. They're also ramping down non-emergency surgeries starting today. The age to book a COVID-19 vaccine in Peel region drops to 50 today as teachers in the hotspots become eligible for a shot. 3 more mass vaccination clinics are also set to open here in Toronto. And the province is set to unveil plans today to build transit-oriented communities along the planned Ontario subway line. The Toronto Star reports that will include a second major transit hub.
Time now for 680 Sports, brought to you by Maple Auto Mall.
From Sportsnet 590 The Fan, here's Brent Gunning.
The Leafs add a forward and a goalie ahead of the NHL trade deadline. First, Nick Foligno from Columbus. It cost the Leafs this year's first-round pick, along with a pair of fourth-rounders. On top of that, Kyle Dubas lands David Riddick from the Flames for a third-round selection in next year's draft. Having said that, Elliot Friedman isn't so sure the Leafs are done.
I mean, I got to tell you, if you tell me they come up with another D or something like that, I'm not going to be surprised at all.
There is Friedman on leadoff. The Leafs are back on the ice tonight for a 7 o'clock puck drop in Montreal. The other big trade yesterday saw the Bruins land Taylor Hall from Buffalo going back to the Sabres as Anders Bjork, along with a second-round pick. The NHL trade deadline comes this afternoon at 3. Sportsnet's coverage will begin at noon. Hideki Matsuyama takes home his first career major, beating Will Zalatoris by 1 to win the 85th Masters. The Raptors stumble in New York. 102-96 is the final for the Knicks. While the Blue Jays and Angels were rained out tonight, they'll start up a series with the Yankees. Robbie Ray gets the ball for the 7 o'clock start. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour or anytime at sportsnet.ca/590.
680 News Time, 8:48.
The great thing about MapleAutomall.ca, you can stay at home and still shop for a car. Even better, Maple Auto Mall is open by appointment. You can come in and shop for a car, online or in person. Shop all your favorite brands in one place. Honda, Toyota, Mazda, Hyundai, Nissan, Volkswagen, and Acura. One place, thousands of cars. Easy. Book an appointment to see us. Visit MapleAutomall.ca.
Finest cars for all. Maple Auto Mall.
What is it? Take an auto group.
Everyday Canadians are buying homes and getting the wrong mortgage rates. Important announcement. If you have a home mortgage closing in the next 90 days, 1.15% 5-year variable rate mortgages are available at butlermortgage.ca. No matter what you were told or what you signed, you can still switch to 1.15% 5-year. No gimmicks, no fees. Standard mortgages at 1.15% 5-year variable. To learn if you qualify, go to butlermortgage.ca now.
License number 12118, high ratio variable rate, APR 1.16%.
6 City News Time, 8:49 in Minneapolis. The defense is expected to begin laying out its case this week as the trial of former police officer Derek Chauvin enters its 11th day.
The prosecution seems to be nearing the end of its case. In week one, it walked the jurors slowly through the encounter between police and George Floyd, utilizing video and eyewitness testimony. Then last week, the prosecution brought up a host of fellow law enforcement officers to testify against Derek Chauvin that he violated policy and training. The prosecution wrapped up the week with testimony from medical experts examining the cause of George Floyd's death. Those experts testifying that Chauvin's knee cut off oxygen to Floyd's brain. The defense will present its case after the prosecution rests. Mark Remillard, ABC News.
6 City News Time, 8:50.
What's that noise?
Oh, that's a herd of cattle destroying our IT room.
At Cable Monkey, we won't let just any animals loose on your IT infrastructure. Cable Monkey offers high-quality installation, maintenance, and repair services focused on your commercial IT infrastructure. Structured cabling, camera systems, access control. Whatever you need, Cable Monkey has you covered. Higher quality, less expense, and no headaches. Cable Monkey. Get your free quote today at CableMonkey.org.
McDonald's Egg McMuffin is made with a freshly cooked egg. But wait, there's also a bacon and egg McMuffin and a sausage and egg McMuffin. Right now, they're just $3 each. Good luck deciding. Plus tax for limited time at participating restaurants. Excludes delivery.
Being right matters. So if our weather forecast is off by more than 3 degrees,
You could win cash.
details at 680news.com.
6 City News Time, 8:51. Time for 6 City News traffic and weather together on the ones for OntarioCars.ca in the 6 City Traffic Cruiser. Here's Jordan Kerr.
The westbound on the 401 is slow going through Markham Road through to Kennedy, alternately expressing collectors, then west of 80 to Avenue and the collectors, a bunch up through Avenue and the Express, and then slow from Huron-Ontario Express Mavis collectors to approaching Mississauga Road, very heavy through that spot. Eastbound 401 equally slow east of Winston Churchill to east of Mississauga Road, and delays from the 427 to the 400 ramps in both expressing collectors, a bunch up through Kiel and the collectors and east of the Allen and the Express, then slowing through Leslie and the collectors, and backed up on the Express ramp to the DVP. Watch out eastbound 407 east of Bayview in the right lane, some wood debris. 407 control en route to go clean it up. From the 680 Traffic Center, here's Kyle Hawking.
Busy on the southbound Don Valley Parkway from Finch right now over the 401 to south of Lawrence. It's also slow on the southbound 410 because of this ongoing issue. South of Sandalwood, we have the right lane blocked for the stalled transport, so jam from Mayfield to south of Sandalwood. And if you're on the QEW, we have a dump truck protest in the MTO scales in Oakville. They're east of 3rd line. That's where the scales are. So an eastbound QEW delay just for the visual distraction approaching Bronte to east of 3rd. Westbound QEW is also quite heavy. Ford Drive to approaching 3rd line. If you're on the Gardner, just eastbound delays from Parklawn to east of Dufferin. Searching for a newer used vehicle? OntarioCars.ca. One site, thousands of vehicles, trusted dealers. OntarioCars.ca. Find yours. Next report at 9:01, and with the extended forecast, here's Jill Taylor.
It's a wet, windy Monday morning for us. Gusts particularly strong downtown. Not too bad. In fact, it's quite like the wind in the west end, but we will have this gusty wind at times out of the east-northeast. Already reached our guaranteed high 13. That came early this morning. We'll have the periods of rain through the day, and for the afternoon, we'll sit at about 10 degrees. Tonight, cloudy, showers and 7. More showers tomorrow. A lot of areas will just stay quite cloudy, though, for tomorrow and miss the showers. 13 degrees tomorrow, but still rather gloomy day, I guess, for Tuesday, but we'll make the best of it. Wednesday, some peaks of sunshine, and then showers return for the afternoon, the high 12. Right now, we've got late rain, 8 at Pearson, 7 at 6 City News. Today's guaranteed high already reached 13.
Coming up at 9 o'clock, hospitals running out of space for COVID-19 patients are canceling surgeries and reportedly shutting down pediatric units. And more vaccination sites are set to open their doors today.
680 News Time, 8:53.
Your locally owned and operated Meineke Car Care Center is here to keep your car road ready. From tires and brakes to exhaust and engine repair, Meineke is your one-stop shop for total car care. For a limited time, get a basic oil change starting at $29.95 or a seasonal tire changeover starting at $49.95. Plus, you can buy now and pay later with our financing options. Book your appointment at Meineke.ca. Terms and conditions apply. Engine, brakes, tires, oil. Meineke, doing car care right.
We work for you.
From talking to the newsmakers
To getting the answers to what you need to know about COVID-19.
and answers about your job and finances.
If you have a question, ask it at 680news.com/answers.
680 News gets the answers.
We're in this together.
680 News, working for you.
The NHL trade deadline is this afternoon, but Maple Leafs GM Kyle Dubas has already been putting in the work. Our Jeff Verhoeven offers his take ahead of one of the busiest days on Sportsnet.
This is it. This is what it feels like to be going for it. Kyle Dubas bringing in goalie David Riddick last night, and just hours before that, trading for Nick Foligno, son of former Maple Leaf Mike Foligno, who was part of that '93 team that came so close.
And I'll never forget that run. I mean, it's something my dad talks about to this day, and it's kind of ingrained into that city, and people still talk about it to this day. So I'm looking forward to going on another one, being the next Foligno to do so, and joining a great team that has already, done a lot of work.
Now the Leafs get another goalie. Jack Campbell is awesome. Where does this leave Freddie Anderson? Is he hurt more than we thought? Is he in play today? Will Kyle Dubas make more moves? Sportsnet has us covered starting at noon. I'm Jeff Verhoeven.
Still to come on 680 News, investors snapping up shares in Uber on some new info. We'll have the business report.
680 News Time, 8:55.
I'm so happy. I'm happy. I'm so happy. I'm happy. I'm so happy. I'm happy.
If you're dealing with erectile dysfunction or want to enhance your performance, talk to Revita Medical. They've helped over 1.2 million guys worldwide. Visit revitamedical.ca and things could be looking up for you.
I'm happy in my pants today.
Hello, I am water.
And I am Earth, and we are just made for each other.
I come down as rain and hit on earth.
Together we make mud, sweet, beautiful mud.
Some find us challenging.
While all those Subarus with symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive revel in our creation.
Mud, our special gift to the world.
Enjoy Subaru's all-weather drive event with great rates on 2021 Subaru Foresters. Go online to build and price yours and adventure on in all weather.
680 News Time, 8:56.
Now the 680 News business report. Here's Chris Matusker. Well, Catherine shares in Uber seeing a bounce in pre-market trade, higher by about 3% right now, 59.48. So the ride-sharing company announced today it's seen an all-time high for its delivery business in March, growing by more than 150% year over year. It was also up by 9% month over month. So that's providing a bit of a tailwind, let's say, to Uber. As well, today there will be a chip summit at the White House. Top Biden administration officials are set to get input from companies dealing with that sharply constrained global supply of semiconductors. Now, the shortage has idled automakers worldwide, including at the GM plant in Ingersoll, Ontario, along with a number of other GM plants. So officials from GM, along with Ford and Alphabet, expected to attend. It's not really clear if anything can be done by politicians to help with this shortage. The meeting does signal that the U.S. president is serious about addressing supply chain constraints. Now, as far as U.S. markets go, we're very likely going to see a pullback, at least to start the day. Dow futures right now down by 44. S&P futures off by 4, NASDAQ futures down 30 points. The Dow and S&P did close at all-time highs on Friday. Now, Bay Street coming off a winning week, and it's not going to get much help from gold. Now, it is in the red, but it's only down $3, $17.41. Oil might provide a lift. It's up 69 cents right now, sitting at $60 a barrel. That is a gain of 1.1%. There's really a push-pull going on here. The U.S. dollar a little weaker, and the OPEC Plus production cuts are still in place. But at the same time, coronavirus could still have an effect on demand. And even with oil higher, the Canadian dollar right now is down by 7/100, 79.74 cents U.S. I'm Chris McCusker. This is 680 News.
This is Caleb.
Hi.
Caleb loves to speak in the third person.
Caleb sure does.
Caleb also loves his girlfriend, Jenny.
I'm going to make Jenny my life with an L.
So Caleb connected with a diamond specialist from Spence and created a one-of-a-kind engagement ring. And it's backed by the famous Spence Lifetime Guarantee, just in case.
In case of what? Caleb is feeling verklempt.
Breathe, Caleb. Ready to take the big step? Call or visit SpenceDiamonds.com to book your virtual appointment. See you soon on Zoom. Say yes!
When you call a Dell Technologies advisor, you get to talk to a real person who can provide tailored solutions that don't fit every small business. They fit yours. That's what it means to really listen. For solutions powered by Intel vPro platform, call an advisor at 310 Dell.
Now, 680 News regional weather conditions for Walmart.
At Walmart, prices are always low. Save $1.50 on a 400-gram Cracker Barrel cheese bar or a 320-gram bag of cheese shreds, now only $4.97 at Walmart.
Right now in London, it's cloudy and 10 degrees. Cambridge, it's raining, 11 degrees. In downtown Toronto, we have light rain and 7 degrees. 680 News is CFTR AM Toronto. It's 9 o'clock.
Toronto's #1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News.
It's Monday, April 12th. Good morning, I'm Paul Cook.
I'm Catherine Jeté. Here's what's making news right now.
Hospitals are forced to make big changes, making room for more ICU capacity surges.
Toronto expands its
Education Minister is standing firm in his plan to have in-person learning resume next week.
Plans for the new Ontario subway line reportedly include a Union Station to the east to be built on the old Unilever lands near the bottom of the DVP.
The Leafs get their shopping done ahead of the NHL's trade deadline while the Raptors lose in New York. Sports at 15.
U.S. markets likely to pull back from records. Confirmation in from Microsoft on an acquisition and a step forward for
Sectors and a bit busy on the DVP Express ramp. Not as bad now. Eastbound 401 around Curtis Road. We have the right lane blocked off for maintenance work, not causing a delay anymore. Watch out eastbound 401 east of Bayview in the right lane. Some wood debris. A cruiser on scene to go clean that up. From the 680 Center, here's Kyle Hawking.
Well, good news on the southbound 410. The stalled transport south of Sandalwood is cleared. It's still busy from Mayfield to south of Sandalwood, but breaking up now. If you're on the QEW, expect delays both ways through Oakville. We've got a dump truck protest in the MTO scales east of 3rd line, so delays both ways. West QEW is slow from 4 Drive to approaching 3rd, and that West QEW, West 403 ramp to the QEW is backed up too. And eastbound QEW is heavy approaching Bronte to east of 3rd. Into all of the visual distraction, no lanes are blocked. Get the Uno combo at Pizza Pizza, a large 3-topping pizza, 3 cans of Coke, and limited edition deck of Uno cards for only $14.99. Handfuls of fun only at Pizza Pizza. Next report at 9:11, and with the forecast, here's Jill Taylor.
Some rain for us today, and the wind will be quite gusty at times out of the east-northeast. Right now, we've got light rain 8 up here, 680 News. Our guaranteed high already reached 13.
680 News time 9:02.
Desperate times at our hospitals. Non-emergency surgeries have been halted as of today, and pediatric units are moving teens and children to sick kids to make room for COVID patients as numbers continue to hit record highs.
680's Jamie Pulford joins us live with the latest on that.